good morning guys. Up until now, this video series about building a container house has largely been about everything but a container. You've seen us kind of prep the property, worked on the septic system, the water system, putting in my outdoor bathroom, graveling for the driveway, and various other property improvements. Today is finally the day, it's a big day, that I'm going to start working on this container behind me. Now, first step is cutting into it, and been watching an awful lot of video on YouTube lately to figure out how to do that.
My name is Michael LADDEN. After visiting over 120 countries on 5 continents, I made the bold decision to sell all of my possessions and become a full-time nomad more than 4 years ago. Currently, I am traveling in my self-built ex-Army overland expedition truck, complete with a KTM motorbike, bicycles, kayak, a one-wheel, and all the essentials needed to explore this incredible planet we call home. Join me as I share my adventures and stories from around the world.
There seems to be 3 major methods for cutting into this steel of the container, and the first one is using sort of a cutoff blade, and that's what I'm going to try first. I've got a blade for a jigsaw as well, and I've seen it done online with both a handheld circular saw and using a plasma cutter. So yeah, it'll be an interesting experiment to see which of those devices work the best. I'm going to be cutting out a section here in the middle of the container. For those of you that have been following along, we bought 2 of these. These are 2 40-foot containers, sea shipping containers. Myself and my buddy Bert, if I spin around here behind me, has the other one behind my truck. They are what they call high cap containers. So this is a 40-foot long container. It is approximately 8 feet wide on the inside. And as you can see on the outside, the height here is 9'6", which gives it an interior height, I think I've measured, of about 8 foot 8 inches or something like that. They're a little bit taller for some living quarters inside. I am largely dividing my container into what I'm going to call 3 sections. One is the front section that has the 2 big container doors on, is going to be my storage unit for the property, and that is composing, let's just call it, I'm dividing it into thirds for now for the sake of argument. Left side, on the other side over there, the area that is going to be climate controlled, air conditioned and everything. It's going to be a bedroom, sort of a little working desk, some clothes storage, a TV, whatnot. And then in the middle here, which is what I'm kind of cut into today, for lack of better terms, is going to be part of the rest of the property here. I'm going to put a little bar in there, probably a couch. It's going to be sort of living quarters area. That will not be climate controlled, meaning that's going to be open to the outside. And I've kind of developed an idea here where I'm going to cut out the side of the container, and we'll see, but I'm thinking about making it into sort of half of it being an awning out of this metal that we're going to cut, and then the other half latch into place if in the event that I wanted to close this up, either due to an incoming storm like a hurricane or something, or possibly if I was away from the property for a while and I wanted to lock that area. It's a big day. We're going to cut the container. All right, Bert, what do you think? Here's our line. So I put the line on the container where we're gonna cut. And I have no idea, I hate to say this out loud, but never tried this before, so we don't know what's gonna happen. It could be easy, or we could just turn it into a swear fest and get nowhere. Okay, let's just cut it right here, because this seems like a good place. What do you think?
I think it's perfect.
Now, let me see if I can make this so it doesn't shoot stuff at me. All right, this is an experiment. Here we go. Oh boy. Not successful. Don't do that. But then when I went down, it started curving. So I don't know how we're gonna keep a straight line, but see how it started curving right here a little bit?
Oh.
It was going pretty damn straight though.
Well, it seemed to cut it fine, just going down.
Oh yeah, it cut really easy.
Do you think you hit like the bottom there? And
I don't know. I don't know. But it's not that thick, so all right, well, we'll put a new wheel on. Good thing I bought a bunch of them. I think I lost the tool to put this thing on like about 10 years ago when I first bought the tool. Take two. Now, how do you get the blade in there, do you think? Do I just stick it in and start it? I'm afraid.
Done in the world.
I don't know. Let's just stick it in and start it and see what happens. Of course, you got to plug it in. I don't know why, but this is making me very afraid.
Do not follow this at home.
Okay, here we go. Really can't follow a straight line very easily. Wow, this is not easy. I mean, it's cutting, but wow. I don't know, we could try the jigsaw. I don't know if I'll be able to get this blade in there. Maybe, oh yeah. All right, now we're gonna try the jigsaw. Nobody knows. This might just come flying out. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but so far I like it better. I think our battery's dying. So I would say, I don't know how fast it's gonna dull this blade, but this seems like a lot less dangerous for one, and seems like it cuts better. And I can keep it not 100% perfectly straight, but pretty good. As good as the cutoff wheel. We'll try to get the last inch done here. Okay, I'm at the corner. So what I think I can do, take the cutoff wheel this way, and then put the blade in. The question is, this is gonna be really hard on this. And the idea is, do I try to do it from the bottom on this side first and do both ups? You know what I mean? But then I got the bottom to cut. So I don't think this jigsaw is gonna be able to do, it might be able to. I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to do this bottom. I'd say we try to do the bottom next. Because I think if you do the bottom last, it's gonna weeble wobble a lot. Okay, here we go. This could be scary.
Hiding behind the pole.
See, what I want to try to do is this. Seems dangerous. See, it's gonna, I feel like the blade's gonna hit. That's what I'm worried about. I don't know. Let's try it. Okay. Yep, that's what I'm worried about. I think I'm gonna have to cut off wheel these. See, this is gonna be a cutoff wheel right here. Well, you can't this is a balls of steel operation. If you're afraid of tools. This is not your job. Not your job. I gotta connect the dots here with a bigger cutoff wheel. But I almost got the bottom done. It's not difficult, but it's like you got to keep a steady hand, because if you even shake your hand, this thing's coming apart. So obviously I could cut the top the same way. See, the problem is it's under tension. So now it's like flimsy, flopping, it's doing all sorts of stuff. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna try to get the bottom started here. It is under tension. Man. All right, Bert's gonna, he wants to see what the wheel feels like. So I'll put it in first, I think. There we go. See, that I bet you that would relieve the tension over here, maybe. I don't know, let's see. Oh God, I'm afraid. Okay, it's cut out except for the top. But we've already learned we can't do the top with the jigsaw. So we got about, what, 3 or 4 feet. And then in theory, this panel is gonna come off. And I'm cutting it in 2 different panels because the idea here potentially is to make little awning things. Not sure yet. Okay, we're gonna cut the middle here first. What's it stuck on? Oh, right there. Wow, that was exciting. I don't know. Whew, both harder and easier than I thought.
So what are your lessons learned from that experience?
I would say that like I said, it was a little easier than I might have anticipated, although you really got to be very diligent on your cutting and holding the both, whether it's the grinder or the jigsaw. If you even think about letting up your grip, the thing's going to bounce on you. That's the problem.
So basically constant motion.
Yeah, constant forward, and then just putting a lot of pressure forward on it. What I didn't know was that the side panels seem to be like under tension when they welded them in. So there's a, it's almost a spring-like factor. So when you cut enough of it, it springs the opposite direction kind of. So that is a little challenging. Yeah, I would highly recommend as much safety gear as possible. Maybe I shouldn't be wearing Crocs. Well, go figure. But no, actually, to be honest, funny enough, most of the projectile stuff was going inward. It was going into the container. So we kind of cleared out inside. You don't want to put anything nearby that's like a fire hazard for sure. Pretty much half of what I have to do to get my opening done. And then we're on to Bert's container. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the other one the same way. Do the right, and then go down, do the bottom, and then do the left. And then, because of the tension, and then it's not swinging on you. And I think you just cut out the top last. And I think that's the way I'm going to do it. It's not really science. That's just that's just the way it worked. So we're going to try it that way. All right, that was a process, but as you can see behind me here, I've got the 2 holes now cut out. What I found is the jigsaw is more efficient at cutting. The cutoff wheels actually work better, particularly on the corrugated sections. Now behind me you can see the 2 panels. Actually they're kind of hard to see because they're against the back wall, but there's one of the panels, there's the other one over there. Makes my property like 8 feet wider here, as you can see outside looking out. I haven't completely designed out exactly what's going to go into it yet, but my thoughts are, as shade is a huge premium, it's just another area that you can sit in. So I'll probably get a couch in here. I'm going to, Bert and I were just joking about this. When we go out to dinner downtown or around, we always like to sit at the bar. Some people like to sit at the bar, some people like to sit at tables. Well, we're kind of like bar sitters. So I'm gonna build a little bar here with some bar seats in the middle. And that's kind of why I've left this center panel in, kind of for 2 reasons. One, that's where I plan on putting the bar, and also, you can see there's a pole out here. So my idea, and I haven't decided if it's going to work yet, but you're going to see me attempt it, is to take these panels that I cut off, and I think I'm going to take the top 3 feet of them and hinge them to the top of the container cut. Creates even more shade. So that's sort of the idea with that. And then the bottom part of it, if I put some sort of locking mechanisms on the sides, in the event of a storm or whatnot, I can probably place those into place as well and effectively secure this, what I'm going to call the open living room. I'm going to cut some 2x. I've decided that the edges here on this are, fairly sharp. I'm going to create door jambs. So I'm going to make those out of 2x4s. I will caulk them in, and then obviously when the whole thing is painted, I'll paint those and everything so that they will be weatherproof and whatnot. Right along here, this is all ground down. So I've got to do that on the other side here as well. See down here, there's super sharp where I cut it along the edge. And same thing with the edges here. That's going to be probably the job for the next day or 2, is laying out the door situation, maybe trying to see if I can make the flip up sunshade things out of this, and frame the doors. And I got the lumber here on site too to put the walls up, because you got to remember on the left side of this opening is going to be the wall for the storage unit, and on the right side over here is going to be the wall for the bedroom. I'm going to be putting in everything that I would put in to a build on wheels in a truck is going to go into this container. So solar on the roof, an inverter system, batteries, both 12 volt and 110 AC. Everything that you would normally find in one of my Overland Expedition truck builds is going to go in here. So that's what I'm working on.
I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. And did you know you can join for as low as $5 a month for exclusive behind the scenes Drive the Globe content? Thanks for joining me today. I really hope that you liked this video. And if you did, give a big thumbs up. Please subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next video.